Hello guys, this is Grumpy. Welcome back to another Let's Play video. Showing you my power generation here. I have 74 advanced solar panels. Now I like these a lot better than the LV solar panels that come with the Tekkit, because these right here can actually store EU. They'll store 32,000 each. It's kind of hard to see on that one because it's fluctuating, but let me find an empty one. I don't think I'm going to find an empty one. Actually, it was rain, the sun just came up, so they're pretty much all drained. But also too, they will put out 32 EU per tick. They generate 8, but they'll put out up 32, and I believe what that means, if there's a high demand, they can pull extra energy out of storage and actually output 32 instead of 8, but they will only generate 8. But the next version up that replaces the MV, it's called a hybrid solar panel, and can't make those yet because they take this iridium stuff, I believe. Yeah, and that is very rare. I only have 8 pieces, and it takes a ton of it. And basically, I don't want to waste it on solar panels. What I'm going to do is use it to make a fusion reactor, and I believe you can make that stuff with a fusion reactor, the iridium. So I'm just saving up to buy a fusion reactor. Now, a lot of people don't like the new recipes. I personally enjoy them because once you've been playing Tekkit for about a month or two, me and my girlfriend play together, we can get to the end game in less than a week. But with this Greg's Tech, how it makes the recipes harder, really enjoy it, because we're just kind of stop and smell the roses, you know. We build stuff and stuff we normally have to build, especially with equipment exchange being gone. You build more farms and things. I kind of like this version. I'd like to get red power too going, but that's not going to happen yet, but will soon, hopefully. But anyway, let me show you the house. It's been a while since I showed it. That was the power plant up there. As you can see, I've done the ceiling here with rock wool. If you're not familiar with rock wool, I do have a tutorial on it. It works a lot better than regular wool for decorating. It uses less dye. It's fireproof. It's got a lot of advantages over regular wool. But we got a world anchor here now. Put a few more decorated. Put some signs everywhere. As far as what we got here, I believe since the last Let's Play video, I've added a floor to the house. You've seen it if you watched the tutorials, but up here, I don't remember what this looked like last time. I think it pretty much stayed the same. But down here, we have a whole new floor, and there's a bunch of stuff down here. This is the ore processor right here. It's down right now. We don't need to process anything. But basically what happened is a creeper got in here somehow. I believe what happened is he came from over here. The enchanting room wasn't lit up very good, so I threw some more torches down in here. None of these torches were here, so let me show you how dark it is without the torches. This room's under construction. Basically, we can't build we're working on getting the bookshelves going, but I'm guessing it's the only place I could see where he would spawn, but I'm guessing this is where he came from. And so here's the I kept calling it a stairwell in the first Let's Play video, but here's the ladder. It goes all the way from the floor we're on to all the way down to ground level. But so we have 2 access points, this floor there and the workshop. The workshop's to give you quick access because you need to come down here quite a bit. So anyway, here's the ore processor. Here's the input chest. Now when the creeper blew this up, the reason it's down right now because he blew up this diamond pipe and I have to reprogram it, and so I don't have the ores and stuff to program it, but that's all it needs. I just need to reprogram that and flip the switch and we're back in business. So I won't go over this in detail, but I will go over it a little bit. But basically, here's the input, this chest right here. Now, stuff you put in an ore processor, you've got 4 conditions. The first condition is it doesn't need to go to the ore processor. So if that's the case, this diamond pipe, I actually just leave the light gray one here empty, and anything that doesn't need to go to the macerator or the furnace automatically comes up over the top and goes in this chest. Now, you may be familiar with Buildcraft pipes, or maybe you're new to Feed the Beast, but this right here is a sandstone pipe, and what it's used for is it doesn't connect to machines. So if you look at the top, it's not connected to this hopper right here. By the way, this hopper just stores stuff, so it's less likely to throw your stuff on the ground. But anyway, when you put stuff in here, the 4 conditions are it either doesn't need to go anywhere, it doesn't need to go to the ore processor, in which case it comes up over the top, or it needs to be macerated, or it needs to go to the electric furnace, But the last condition is it needs to go to both. So basically, let's say for example I put cobblestone in here, I want to make glass. Well, this comes through here, gets the stone gets macerated, gets turned into sand, and I can do two things with the sand. I can keep it or send it to the electric furnace. Right now I'm keeping it because I was using it to make slag, which is used to make the rock wool. But if I want to macerate it into glass, all I got to do is delete this right here and add it to the red. So put sand right here, and then it will get macerated or cooked into glass. But anyway, there's some stuff that doesn't need to go to macerate, it needs to bypass it. So if you look at the diamond pipe, there's a bypass right here, and this will send it straight to the macerator, as you can see it right there. Now I have to add a couple of these iron pipes here. They're basically like valves. They keep stuff from going the wrong way. So in other words, let's say something comes out of the macerator like sand. I want it to go up here. This iron pipe will keep it from going to the right. It always goes to the left. So basically that's the gist of the ore processor. Here's the output chest. So whatever we want to cook or process or whatever we put it in there. This is just for doing stuff in bulk. But if you just want to like cook a stack of something, whatever, we got the machines upstairs, and the machines upstairs will run off of at least 13 overclockers now, because we have 4 MFSUs. And I didn't do the math, but there were 74 advanced solar panels. Each one puts out 8 EU per tick, so that's over 500 EU per tick we're generating. But most of the time you don't need electricity. When you do, you might want a lot of it. Like to put 13 overclockers in the machine, that's pretty much going to use 3 or 4 of those MFSUs are going to be draining when you're doing that. But like I say, you only need to do it periodically, so it won't have a problem draining the power grid. But this room right here, I showed this in the last tutorial. I also got another tutorial I'm going to do from this room, but the first tutorial was showing you how to make slag to make the rock wool. You do it with these two machines. If you want to make rock wool, check out that video. The next video I'm going to do is going to be on these redstone energy cells. I actually got it recorded, I just haven't uploaded it yet. It may be uploaded by the time you see this. Here's another room we got. This is our assembly table, and it's used to craft stuff. Here's an assembly workbench. I wasn't too impressed with that thing. But anyway, we got 2 electrical engines powering. They seem to be pretty slow, so what we do instead is we go in there and grab a couple of those energy cells, because these things are adjustable. You can grab one of these and adjust the output, set it to whatever you want. It goes up to 125, which is enough power to power like 12 or 15 quarries or something like that. But anyway, that's all that. Now let me show you what else we did here. I need to put one to make that drop. Oh, I can't. Think about making that drop come here, but I can't. No, I guess I could. Yeah, I need to make that drop. I'm talking about that water drop I showed in the first episode. But we made a few minor changes to the house down here too. We have a portal now. We put this portal over here. Unfortunately, it connected to the portal in the first house, and I don't understand why I did that, because we're like 500 or 600 blocks away. But yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I know if you put 2 portals in Overworld too close, they'll use the same portal in the Netherworld, and that was the case. So what we tried doing, or I tried doing, I destroyed the portal at the first house, and thinking, well, maybe it'll make these 2 link together, but it didn't. It actually created another portal in a village by the first house. I also did some experiments out here with this tree tap. I really don't know how to use it, honestly. I know I turn it on and this thing will start harvesting resin. Unfortunately, all it does is it just throws the resin on the ground, and you gotta walk around, think slow as crap. It takes like 15 seconds to get a piece of resin. It's easier just to walk around and do this right here. And so I'm guessing there's one of 2 conditions. Either I have to put a bunch of obsidian pipes everywhere, which is a hassle, like to put the obsidian pipes underground. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but the other alternative is I'm thinking maybe it'll work this way. I don't know if I hook a pipe up to this thing right here, will I automatically pick the resin up, because I know like that assembly table, if you don't hook a pipe to it, it'll just throw its output on the floor because it has no inventory. So I don't know if this thing's the same way. That might be a good experiment to do. But that's pretty much the status of the house. Now back at the old house, um, been a few changes there, not too big, but we got the tree farm. We've got a better tree farm. It's been upgraded. It's running off an electrical engine now. Unfortunately, the electrical engine's overheating, so I think the reason that is because it's putting out too much power for the filler. I believe right now it puts out 8 MJ, but I don't know how much power a filler runs off of. If anybody knows, let me know. I tried looking up on the internet. A lot of this stuff is very hard to figure out by Googling it because it's new. I don't think a lot of these mods are as popular as Tekkit. I think Feed the Beast is going to surely pass it up, but Feed the Beast is pretty new, so the wiki's kind of empty. I've actually added a bunch of entries to that myself, but yeah. Anyway, let's figure out something we can do here. We've been playing long enough. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tear all this down. Oh, before I tear this down, I want to show you this. A viewer suggested this. These hobbyist steam engines need water to run. All you have to do to get water, he said, use these aqueous accumulators, and they generate water. They don't require any electricity or any MJ power to run, so it's magic. It just makes water. You can see it's filled right there. If I put this engine back down, I'm guessing it's just going to automatically suck it all out of there. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. But this thing, it doesn't generate water really fast. Well, you can see it's not too fast, but a lot of uses for that. I could foresee a lot of uses for it. I haven't done any of it yet, though. Just going to stick a torch in there. But what I'm going to do here is, I mentioned it in the tutorial I'm going to be doing on the Redstone energy cell. Basically, those are a battery for MJ power. So I'm going to eliminate all of this. Man, I hate this drill for building. It sucks. You really need to replace that. Not use one of these things. So it's too OP in the side of a house. But what I was wanting to do is, I'm going to use this energy conduit. I already got some of it made somewhere. Where is it at? I may have to make some more. But basically, it replaces it's a alternative to the gold conductive pipe. It's supposed to be a lot better. I don't know why. And a guy told me it was better, and I asked him why, and he hadn't replied yet on the Reddit. Let's just make some more. No idea what I could have done with that. I haven't died in a while. So here, where is it at? Right here, Redstone energy conduit. You just take. Oh, apparently it holds power. You take hardened glass and surround it by electrum ingots. Well, I'm gonna try to fill it up, see what happens, but I don't know. You got plenty of hardened glass. What else did I need? Oh, I just need to put electrum around it. And I believe I should have some of that somewhere. I don't remember what I did with this stuff. Maybe it's downstairs. We'll check. I got a couple chests down here. I had a chest over here. I decided to leave it. It's not there. Yeah, let's just make some of that too. That's not hard to make. You take silver dust and gold dust, and that makes electrum. So let's grab some silver. It's a good excuse to use some silver. I'm just gonna grab half a stack of that and half a stack of gold. I'll show you how fast this macerator is now. We got a macerate that doesn't turn it back into dust, I believe, but maybe not. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway and just show you how good this thing works. Okay, we got 13 overclockers in there. Now I could actually put more overclockers in there. I don't know what this thing needs to run at max speed. The 13 overclockers will make an electric furnace run at max speed, but not the macerator. Could still be faster. I could maybe get more overclockers in there now. I'd have to find something to macerate. Let me try. Let me try 15, see what happens. Does may or may not work? May or may not work, we'll have to see. Let's mass raise some cobblestone. No, that did not work. Let's try 14. So I can run 14 overclockers in a machine. That's if you notice why I have 4 MFSUs, that is why, because it's not for storage. Storage is nice, but the reason I'm doing it is because one MFSU can only put out 512 EU per tick. So by putting 4 of them, I'm generating 2048 EU per tick. So let's go ahead and make this stuff. There we go, and let's look at this recipe again. We need to turn that into ingot, so you'll get to see how quick the electric furnace is. 13 overclockers, that's max speed for this. That's pretty fast. It only takes it like 3 or 4 seconds to cook a whole stack. So let's go ahead and make some of this. I don't want to make too much of it. Let's make 8. That'll turn into a whole stack. There we go. Now, energy conduit. I guess I gotta charge this stuff. I don't know. Go charge it. Let me go grab some redstone just in case, because basically it's gonna fill it with molten lava, and so we gotta put some of this inside a magma crucible, and it's gonna melt it, and then that goes into the liquid transposer. So let's go in here. Let's make sure all this is on. Now what? All the engines are on. This magma crucible draws 20 MJ per tick, so basically we need to turn all the engines on. Each engine right now, they only put out 8 MJ. I need to reprogram those. I just hadn't gotten around to it. But anyway, we just throw stuff in here, and that's gonna cook this stuff and turn it into molten redstone, and it's automatically getting output into here. The reason being is because this is programmed to be an output on the right side of the machine, and automatically goes into here. And so you can see right there, it's filling this up instead. Now once this gets filled up, then this one will start filling up. But anyway, let's try put some of this conduit in here, see what happens. Oh, I'll just put the whole stack in there. I don't know if I need to charge this or not, but I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Honestly, it's probably just an excuse to use this magma crucible, because some of these machines you don't use them that much, so I think they come up with recipes just for the sake of making the machine have a purpose. I'm gonna have a whole stack of this stuff. I also need a buildcraft wrench, because we have to pull one of these off the wall, but before I can do that, you have to pull it off with a wrench. If you just like try to break it with your pick, it'll come down. Wow, this is dark right here. That might be a respawn. Let's go ahead and throw some torches there. I think I used to have torches there. They might have blown up. Creeper was like right here when he blew up, but let's go back up here. We'll grab a wrench and we'll get one of these energy cells over here. Well, let me throw down this energy conduit first. And hopefully I'm using this stuff the right way. I believe I probably am. It doesn't seem too complicated. That does look like crap. I did pretty good about hiding this stuff in this world. There we go. There's the energy conduit now. I do know that you can program this stuff somehow, I believe. Like make it change. It can control the flow. Like you can make it move stuff one way or the other, but not both, and that kind of thing. Let's grab our trusty buildcraft wrench. Okay, let's see what happens if I click it. Nothing happens. Okay. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, or maybe I just read wrong. Unfortunately, because this is such a new mod pack, a lot of the information I read is inaccurate, so kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go get this redstone energy cell. Now to grab one of these, by the way, these are store MJ These each store have 500,000 MJ, but to pick it up, you have to hold down the shift and right click with the Buildcraft wrench. That's the black wrench. And by the way, all this serves right here is just a charging station. Yeah, I should probably turn that off. Yeah, that thing is a power hog. I'll put some more redstone in there later. I might automate that somehow, but there's always tons of stuff to do, and especially feed the beast. It seems like there's a lot more stuff to do here than there is with Tekkit. And this is actually missing two major mods, missing equivalent exchange and red power 2. Red power 2 I missed, but somebody told me that there's actually logic gates and stuff that you can do inside of Buildcraft now. I wasn't aware of that. I've seen them. I figured they were just ingredients to make stuff. I didn't know there were actual gates that you could use. But anyway, here's the plan. This thing acts like a storage cell for MJ instead of EU. So if you know, with Buildcraft, or I'm sorry, with Industrial Craft, what you do is you build MFSUs, battery boxes, and all this stuff to store your energy. Well, this redstone energy cell is going to store MJ. So if I actually wanted to run one of these machines, all I have to do is change the output to whatever I need, and it will drain from here. Now, we're not done. What I'm going to do next is come across the ceiling here. Oh, I hate this thing. You know what? I'm going to go grab a pick. I got one somewhere. This tool does not work for... You do not want to use the drill for building. Okay, so now I got a bronze pick. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to put an electrical engine up there, and I don't know if I want to use this conduit. Well, the conduit seems easier to make than the glass fiber cable. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the engine up here and hide it up in the ceiling. It's going to be on all the time. Cool thing about electrical engines is that they do not blow up. They just, if they overheat, they just shut down for a minute. So that's what I'm going to use. Oh, I need a shovel. So used to using that drill. The only time I don't use the drill is when I go to the nether. I put it up because these things are super expensive to make now. Well, I got an efficiency 1 pick. I don't know. I don't know how good that's going to work. I may run into the problem where it gets too happy with busting blocks again. Okay. Let's go over here. Now here's the gist of it. I'm just going to dig all the way over here, up in the ceiling where you can't see it, and it's going to come out. The conduit's going to come out like right here on top of this thing. I hope I don't break out. Yeah, I was scared I might break out because this right here, part of this is man-made. I was scared that was only going to be 1 block thick, but I could have dealt with that problem if it happened anyway. So I'm not going to do all this. I'm going to stop recording, and once I get it all set up, I'll show it to you. Okay, I have it set up. I was going to show you what I was talking about now. I have one electrical engine here. It's not upgraded, so it only puts out 2 MJ per tick, but it's only going to power all these machines, and you don't use them that often. So I'm thinking with this Redstone energy cell, you're going to get more than enough juice or more than enough mechanical energy out of that one engine. Because basically, here's what happens: that if you run 3 or 4 of these machines, yeah, this thing won't keep up. The thing is, you're not going to do that often. So this energy cell is going to store all the electricity or all the MJ you need, and periodically, when you do need a high demand, you can just turn it up right here. But I put a switch for the electrical engine, and what I'm going to do is just hide it all now, and we'll test it out to make sure it works. I know I have a bunch of cooked stone here somewhere. There we go. So I'm not going to do all this, but I'm going to show you the gist of it. But anyway, I put an on-off switch there, so if I want to, I can turn the engine off. There we go. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Well, actually the cell's full, so let's drain it a little bit first. So I need to find something to do, something easy. We can actually run this thermionic thing right here. So here's how we're going to adjust our power. We'll just put on about 10 MJ per tick. That should be good. Oh yes, look how quick it heats up. That is a lot better. Those hobby steam engines, they only put out 1.6 MJ per tick, so they took forever. Don't need that switch there anymore. So yes, that is super fast. That is a lot better. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a few copper tubes because I'm running low on those. I think I only got like 4 left. So let's just grab 1 stack of copper. I don't need to make that many of these. But yes, that thing heated up super fast. It used to take that thing forever. It's kind of like a deal where you turn it on and then you walked away for about 5 or 10 minutes and came back. Well, there we go. We got 16 tubes. We got 4 more iron. But yeah, look how quick that thing's heating up. And honestly, I could speed it up a hell of a lot more if I wanted to, but that is awesome. Let's see what we got now for electricity. It used 15,000. So you know what? I may go ahead and put a circuit board up in that thing. I don't know, but that's going to charge it. Let's check it out. Well, I thought it was going to charge it. Come on now. Max input. Well, that's not going to work. We got to figure out what's going on here. I'll come back once I figure it out. Okay, we got it figured out. I just had to look on the thermal expansion wiki, but basically let me show you what the deal is. There's supposed to be an arrow. If you see right there, this pipe, right where it goes in the machine, it's a little bit bigger, but if I right click it with a Buildcraft pipe, you can see there's an arrow that changes, and that sets the direction. Now this direction is set for the entire pipe, but basically this thing right here has any side connect is an input or an output, so apparently this pipe was acting as an output for the red cell. So just by reversing that, we can see now it's charging. It's a little bit slow. I'm just going to leave it there because I honestly I think that may be plenty, but if I have to later on, I can always add a circuit board inside the electrical engine to make it produce more power. But anyway, I think I've been recording a while. It seems like a good place to wrap up this episode, but here's a good way to run all your MJ's machines inside your house. Now you might want to hide this better than I did. I may want to hide it better than I did, so we'll see about that. But anyway, there's the gist of it. It's not too bad. It's kind of cool, but it allows one small engine to fill this thing up, acts like a battery, and I can instantly get as much MJ as I want, at least temporarily, until the thing drains. But that was awesome. The way it instantly heated this thing up, that was cool. Actually, let's do that again. I wish I would have showed you before and after how slow it used to be, where like you would stare at that thing and it was like watching a minute hand on a analog watch. It just took forever. Let's go ahead and crank this sucker up. See how long this takes. Wow, that was awesome. Actually, it doesn't seem like it's got it set for 25 MJ. It doesn't seem like it's any faster than it was, so I believe I'm probably just wasting some of it. I'm not sure if that thing puts out 25 MJ even if there's no demand for it. Anybody knows that, let me know. The wiki's kind of vague on some of that kind of stuff. Here's another question I have too. Is there a way to measure MJ power? Because I know with the Industrialcraft you can use a EU reader. Is there anything like that for MJ? Because it seems like there's a whole lot of MJ stuff, and it's really hard to figure out how much power everything is consuming and all that. Here's one of those problems with electrical engines. If they put out too much power, for whatever they're powering, they overheat, and then they shut down, and then whatever it's running stops. And so, like a good example is the filler. I don't know how much power a filler needs. I googled it some. I couldn't find it, but anybody knows how much power a filler needs? That would be real handy to know. But anyway, this is Grumpy. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to check out some of the tutorials if you're new to Feed the Beast, or if you're new to Tekkit or Feed the Beast, go and check them out. Got a ton of Tekkit tutorials too. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, that kind of thing. Helps my channel, and if the video gets a lot of likes, I know to make more videos of that type. But anyway, it's Grumpy. We'll see you next time.